I want to tell you a little story. Before the Olympic Games, I was a nightclub doorman. I used to have to work to earn money to be able to someday, hopefully, go to the Olympics and have success in boxing. Now, when you're 20 years old and you work in the doors, there's so many distractions. You're getting a lot of attention off girls. You're around alcohol all the time. You're around a party environment all the time, getting invited to go places here and there at early hours of the morning. But the head doorman of the club where I used to work was called Stuart Rich, and he was a former fighter himself. And he used to tell me, Tony, boxing careers are really short. They'll be over like that before you know it. Now is the time for you to really focus and put all of your time and energy and effort into boxing rather than anything else. You can always party after boxing. You can always drink lots of alcohol after boxing. You can always do what you want when you finish boxing. But for now, you've got this small window of time where you could have so much success in boxing if you just stay on the right path. And he would be telling me this all of the time. And when I am 20 years old and I'm hearing this, you think like you've got forever in boxing. But what Stuart used to tell me was so bloody true, because with boxing, you're having a very short career. So I did what he said and I focused on the fight game, and I ended up having a ton of success in boxing. I had them blinkers on. I wanted to go to the Olympic Games, and that's what I pushed towards and went to and had the success there. So I'm glad I didn't go down the route which most fighters go on, which is on the drink and the booze and the girls and all of that stuff. Well, I did a little bit, but that's not for this video. Now, whether you're looking to be a successful fighter or whether you're just doing boxing for fitness, on this video, I'm going to go over some things that I would never do as a boxer now, even though I did do some of these things when I was fighting, but I had no one like me to be able to tell me this, or the people that might have been telling me this, I didn't really listen to them because I didn't respect them. So whether you're fighting for fitness or because you want to be a champion, these things will definitely help you if you don't do them. And I want to start off with jump rope. Now you might be thinking, Tony is crazy. What's wrong with jump rope? It's been around boxing forever. It's great for your hand, eye, foot coordination. Every boxer jump ropes. Every boxing gym have got jump ropes in. There's some in this gym over here. Tony even has got his own jump rope for sale on his website. Why is he telling me not to jump rope? Well, I'm not telling you not to jump rope. Jump rope actually is unbelievable for boxing. What I'm going to tell you is don't come into the gym, grab a jump rope when you're cold and just start jumping away. This is my warm-up. No. Instead, come into the gym, do a dynamic warm-up and then grab your jump rope and then start doing it. This way you've primed your muscles for what you're about to do, which is jumping on the spot, which is putting a lot of impact on your calves, your ankles, and your legs. When you warm up before your jump rope, you'll be able to jump rope better, and you'll get a lot more benefits from this as well. Now, the next thing that you should not be doing, which I'll get a lot of criticism for saying this, is you should not be hard sparring. Whether you're trying to be a world champion or you're doing this for fitness. There actually is a time for hard sparring, which I'll talk about in a second. But if every time you're going to the gym and you're sparring and you're trying to beat the shit out of the person in front of you and he's trying to beat the shit out of you, this is a big no-no. Let me ask this. Why do we spar? We spar to what? Learn, right? What are we learning? We're learning offense. We're learning defense. We're learning footwork. We're learning ring craft. We learn how to counter punch when you defend and come back with a punch of your own. You're conditioning your body to be able to last in the ring. You're learning what it feels like to take a punch. You're learning what it's like to be under pressure when someone's coming at you. We're learning what it's like to put someone under pressure who is running away from you. And we're learning how to deal with different styles. Someone bigger, someone shorter, a southpaw, someone who's a counterpuncher, and so on. Them's just some of the things that we're learning when we are boxing. Now, let me ask you this. Do you need a hard spar to learn any of these things on here? No. You can do everything on here when you are sparring lightly. And if you're sparring lightly, you're going to enjoy the session more. You're going to be able to spar more times and more rounds because there's less chance of you getting injured. Now, the more that you can do this sort of training, the better you're going to get if it's light. If you're doing any of these things, hard sparring, and someone is slipping a punch and whacking you with the counter punch, there's a much higher chance that your training partner is going to get injured or you're going to get injured. If your training partner gets injured, guess what? You can't spar with him again. If you get injured, guess what? You can't train again. But if you're light sparring and having fun while you're doing it, guess what? You're going to be able to do it more. You're going to be able to do more rounds. The more rounds you're going to do, the better you're going to be able to get at all of these things. And then as well, when you finish boxing, you're not going to be punch drunk. You're going to have your marbles left, or at least some of your marbles left. Now, if you have got a trainer in your gym who is wanting you to hard spar all the time, that trainer is a idiot, mate. An idiot. Now, I'm swearing because it winds me up that there is some idiot trainers out there that will have their fighters hard sparring to, let's test them. Let's see if this guy is right for this sport. No, mate. But yeah, it does wind me up. So that's the next thing that I wouldn't do if I was still a fighter. Now moving on, this might sound like something small, but I used to do it all the time. And I wish I didn't. Let's say I was training at 5:30 and I live 15 minutes from the gym. I'd grab my bag at 5:15, throw everything in, run to the gym, get there, start wrapping my hands before the training session started really fast. You know, get straight into the jump rope without warming up like I told you not to do. I would be doing that. And then I would start training. And because I got there right on time, I felt like I was late and the session would be starting and I'd be rushed and I'd be flustered and my warm up might not be great and my hand wraps might not be done properly. So don't do that. Instead, prep is key. Taking your time, making sure you've got your right gear in your bag. Your hand wraps is clean. Your clothes is clean. Now you might be thinking, Tony, I've not come to watch this video for you to tell me to wear bloody clean clothes. I want to learn about boxing. Now bear with me. That's actually a big thing. Having good, clean clothes on that look good, because tell you what, mate, so if you've got a nice clean one of these boxingfitness.com tank tops on that you can get online, sales pitch, you are going to go to the gym and you're going to look good when you're in the mirror. And if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you train better. Now, this might just help you 2% better because now you've got your nice clean boots on, you've got your smart t-shirts on, and you're feeling good. But if that only does help you 2%, it's 2 bloody percent. I'm taking that all day long. So making sure when you get to the gym, and if you've ever done this, you'll know, oh no, I've only brought one glove. I'm gonna have to get the stinking gloves now. And then you put another glove, you wear one glove, and you get the gym's second-hand glove that absolutely stinks and it's got no padding in. Have you ever been there? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I've done that many times. So anyway, back to it. Be prepared for your training sessions because, yeah, mate, there's no worse than not. Now moving on to something else that I used to do, which I regret, and that is I would box, have a fight, win most of the time, and then after the fight, I would go out with my friends, I would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. But I'm not eating good, healthy food because I've just done that for the last 8 weeks of my training camp. Instead, I'm eating everything that's fattening, everything that is crap, and I don't care at all about putting weight on. Why? Because I'm not in training camp anymore. Give me that food. Give me them pints of beer. Give me it all. I don't care. No, mate. So unprofessional. I really do regret doing that after I had a fight, is putting weight on and going off the rails. But I used to look up to Ricky the Hitman Hatton, who was one of the greatest British fighters of all time. And he was the generation above me. As amateurs, we were looking up to him. And he used to get called Ricky Fatton because he would fight, put loads of weight on, lose the weight, then fight again. And he was a world champion, amazing. So I looked up to him and all of my teammates looked up to him, and we would all be doing that. And it's absolutely stupid. If you look at some of the greatest athletes ever in boxing, like a Floyd Mayweather or someone like a Cristiano Ronaldo in football, or you've got like a LeBron James in basketball, them guys don't do that. They're super dedicated whether they're having a competition or not. And makes me think, does that make the difference between being high level and being one of the elite level athletes as well? And when I really think about it, yes, it does. So don't be a pig after your fights. Now moving on, this next one was something that wasn't really around when I was a fighter. This is why I was a nightclub doorman when I was training to be a fighter. So if you know boxing, which I'm sure you do, is there's no money in it at all until you get to a really, really high level. And even then, still pretty hard to become a full-time boxer. So we've got to work. Now, lots of fighters have not done well in school. They have not got lots of certificates or qualifications where they can go into a nice, cushy little job where what they're really enjoying and being able to earn a good living from. So that's why a lot of fighters out there are working on building sites, doing things that they don't really like to do to help supplement their boxing career or their boxing hobby if you're a hobbyist. So what I would say is get a job, well, not even a job, get a hobby, something that you love, that pays you well, so you can still train in boxing as well. Now, what is that hobby? Well, because I know you're this far on this video, I know your hobby or your life is boxing. You love doing boxing, right? Well, what if I told you you could earn a living by teaching boxing for fitness? Not for fighting, because if you're coaching fighters, there's hardly any money in that either. Like I said, there's no money for fighters, never mind the fighters' coaches. I'm talking about fitnesses. I'm talking about teaching middle-aged ladies and gentlemen who want to do this for fitness, to lose weight, to get in shape, to just live better. Well, you can do this. And you don't even have to have been a fighter to be able to teach boxing for fitness. You need to understand it. And my company, the Boxing Fitness Academy, is the #1 accredited boxing course in the whole world right now, where we can teach you on our online certification course, not only how to teach boxing for fitness, but how to have success in doing it as well. And I've worked with thousands and thousands of people, teaching them these methods that I created back in 2012 when I moved to Los Angeles and I retired from boxing, where I opened boxing fitness gyms and had a ton of success doing it. I can give you all of these systems where you can get paid for teaching boxing for fitness. And I'm not BSing you when I'm telling you this. This is legit. Now imagine that you're still in a gym, you're still in boxing, and you're getting paid to do it, as well as if you're fighting or you just want to do this for fitness. It's really helping you keep boxing in your life for all your life. And you probably don't know this about me, but I financially made more money from teaching boxing for fitness than I did as a professional fighter who was fighting live on TV after the Olympic Games with an Olympic medal, who was getting paid pretty well there. Because boxing fitness is one of the biggest trends in fitness right now. Now, if you scan here or go to boxingfitness.com/academy, the link is below, get all of the details, and we will work with you personally on our online course. So back to the don'ts. Don't work a crappy job that you don't like. Instead, work in teaching boxing for fitness. Now, moving on is don't have too much time off. Even if you have got an injury, now I get it, if your injury is so bad, you've got to have time off. Like if you've got a really bad back, you cannot go and work out. Yeah, you've got to rest that. But if you've got a really bad hand, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be training. Instead, train with the other hand. Get your right hand really strong if your left hand's bad. If your right hand's bad, get your left hand really strong. So don't have too much time off unless you've got a legit excuse to have that time off. Now, moving on. We often go to the gym and we train as hard as we can. We hit the bag as hard as we can and we get exhausted and we think that we've just given everything we've got. And you probably have, but you could have given even more if you'd done a few things differently, like getting your nutrition on point, eating the right foods, not just your last meal before your training session, but even the night before can make a big difference, giving you the right energy to really give your maximum output in your training sessions. Now, the other one is drinking sugary drinks. This is an absolute no-no. It's going to spike your blood sugar. It's going to give you energy that you don't need when you don't need it, which leads to potential crashes throughout the day. So if you're drinking sugary drinks throughout the day, it's a big no-no. You should only be drinking water, maybe some coffee as well, if you like that, but not too late, because if you drink it too late, it's going to interfere with your sleep that night. And if it interferes with your sleep that night, you're not going to recover the correct way for your training session the next day. But yeah, you can't go wrong with water, and then maybe some electrolytes as well after that. Then supplementation is something that I used to take training up to the Olympics. But there was one supplement that I didn't take, which I wish I did, because now the research is out about creatine and just how good that is, not only for our muscles, but our brain as well. And it's said that creatine is the most studied supplement in the world, and the benefits to this is massive. If you haven't seen them, I would highly recommend you watch some videos on creatine and just see how good the benefits are. Now, moving on to the next one is don't always rely on your coach. Now, you might think, what do you mean? My coach is the man, Tony. My coach would have punched your head in if you ever had a fight with him. Come to my gym and fight my coach. He's so good. Or you might be thinking, that's not fair. Tell me not to rely on my coach. Well, what do I mean by this? Yes, you've got to rely on your coach. Yes, you've got to trust your coach. I'm not disrespecting your coach by saying this. If your coach is a really good coach, he will also understand this as well. Now, if you're in a boxing gym and there's another 10 people training alongside you and you've got one coach, that one coach cannot give you the time and energy that you need to have the most success that you could possibly need, right? You understand that? Example, when Floyd Mayweather, who's one of the greatest fighters of all time, is in his training sessions for his camps, do you think he's training with another 5 people? He's not, is he? He's training with him and the coach and one-on-one. It's more like 7 coaches and Floyd at his level. So to reach your peak, you need to have the perfect amount of one-on-one attention, which is kind of impossible unless you're paying your coach big bucks when you're a high-level fighter. It's just so hard to get that one-on-one attention. So when I say don't rely on your coach, I mean trust your coach, but also look elsewhere for different tips and tricks. Like you're here on this video right now, you're getting some knowledge that will hopefully help you improve. Even if it's 1 or 2%, that 1 or 2% is free. Take it, run with it, and if you can get 1 or 2% better from somewhere else, 1 or 2% better from somewhere else, all of a sudden, these little 1 or 2% will slowly build up to make 10%. Now you're 10% better because you weren't just relying on your coach to get all of his knowledge, you were going elsewhere and looking for other knowledge as well to bring into you, which means you're smart. Now, this YouTube channel is full of free videos that is high quality, just like this one right here. And I'm going to tell you which video you should watch next to really help improve your stamina. But I want to say, if you're interested in learning more from me, I've got another course called Master Boxing where I teach you exactly what you need to know to be the very best version of yourself in boxing. Not coaching like the other course, this one's in boxing. You can scan here or go to TonyJeffries.com and you can get that there. Now, what do I think you should do next? Well, there's some tips and tricks on stamina to help you improve your stamina. If you've got better stamina in the gym, you're going to be able to train for longer. If you train for longer, as long as you're doing the right things, you're going to improve even more. Now, I've created a video giving you so many different stamina tricks. If you click here, it'll take you straight to that next video. That's going to really help you. Click here and watch this video next.